Let's go!
If we could address you directly right now.
Everything comes full circle.
That's number one.
I don't tell him what questions to ask me.
There are a lot of people around town that have the same question.
Brush my teeth. I'm a good wash in the morning.
I can't confirm or deny.
You know, just keep going a little bit longer here, Mike. Keep going a little bit longer.
Most broadcasting stars today, broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University. This is Newhouse Afternoon.
Welcome back to Newhouse Afternoon. I'm Jillian Schumacher alongside Patrick Scanlon and Andrew Watson. I mean, it is March.
It's March, but
It's March.
Can I interrupt you for a sec? I think it's time we do a quick moment of silence. St. Francis,
sorry.
PA, the Red Flashes,
Sorry, I forgot.
after making their second NCAA tournament appearance, first since 1991 this year, winning the NEC with a losing record,
16-18.
are going to Division III
Yes.
after next year.
Well-
Just a quick moment of silence.
How long? Okay. Bow your head.
Right, that's not
All right, yeah.
yeah.
Hey, I love Division III.
But that's crazy.
G3 ball's great.
G3 ball's great, but you just won the conference tournament. You just didn't dance it for the first time in 30-plus years, and now 40-plus years. No, that's not how time works. 30-plus years, and now you're going D3. I mean, it tells you about NIL, it tells you about everything. What do you think? What's shocking most about that, you guys think?
I just think that when it comes down to certain pay grades, there's not much you can do about it. If the school just can't keep funding it, it's probably not just the basketball team that was put into the equation. There's other sports because they can't just keep 1D1 and then the rest of the program the rest of their athletics go D3.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure there's other factors.
They have football also.
I'm sure that's a big factor.
It's a huge football factor.
Maybe bring that part up.
But just quick note. But it is March.
This is March.
This is March. Probably the craziest thing that's happened. Not a crazy-ish March, really. Only one 10 seed in the Sweet 16. One 10 or worse seed, 10 or worse seed. First time since 2007 that's happened. No top 4 seeds were upset for the first time since 2017. Not a lot of chaos, but the good news is we got a lot of great matchups coming up in the Sweet 16. But you don't have, for the first time, we had three straight Sweet 16s with a 15 seed, and now we're not. So we were getting spoiled the last couple of years.
Well, the question is, in terms of all of that, is there any specific team that was, I guess, surprising that went far? Because we don't have a true Cinderella.
I think it's surprising that Arkansas made it as far as they
Cinderella.
did.
Yes.
I mean, that's
You know
about
how I
as
feel
close
about
as
the
we get to
Razorbacks.
Cinderella. But I mean, they're also a really good team who, whether you like it or not, the SEC had 14 teams in the NCAA tournament, and they're proving that maybe they should have played better in conference play, because there was a while there about 3 weeks ago where Arkansas, if the season had finished then, they wouldn't sniff the NCAA tournament.
Right.
And they finished, 2-2 in their final 4 conference games, and suddenly they're in, and now you get your chance. But, they're not a Cinderella at all.
It's also one, I like saying the name Boogie Fland.
Boogie Wonderfland?
Which is a plus. And then it's also the other thing of what you were saying. They went 8 and 10 in the SEC conference, and you know what, that might not be phenomenal, but it's the SEC conference.
Yeah, but
So
the thing is with Arkansas is you looked at that team early when he went there. He's like, so I talked to the team. There was no team, and then he put the whole team together, and then he was 0-5 in conference play. Came back, won some big games. It really started with that return home to Rupp Arena against Kentucky, and they got that big win, started to turn things around. And then you come in here, they got a great draw. The shakiest top 2 seed was obviously St. John's. Everyone talked about the whole year was the fact that they can't shoot the ball, but they're like, it doesn't matter. Defense travels, maybe they'll shoot better, and they didn't. But also the fact that Arkansas was 2 for 19 from deep. You think, okay, they both shoot bad. It goes to St. John's, but that just was not the case.
Well, also leading into the tournament during the Ole Miss game, they had 38 points off the bench, which is great depth-wise, because I just don't think that certain other teams that we were thinking that might have a run within that seeding have that depth that the Razorbacks have.
No, especially the Calipari team like that. You knew he was going to get talent there. You got John L. Davis, who's been to a Final Four before. You got Boogie Fland. You really have all these guys.
We know you love John L. Davis.
I love John L. Davis.
I
just don't like
Kiedis.
John L. Davis in the last minute of a March Madness game.
But yeah, I do think Arkansas' season will end when they play Texas Tech.
Do you?
It's a good team.
Texas
I mean,
Tech
you know a lot
is
about them.
very good. They're probably
Syracuse fans know for sure.
If you took, I mean, obviously Florida's a really good side, but I think Texas Tech is miles better than Maryland. Their depth is great. Their defense has been a little shoddy here and there, but their offense, they're the 5th ranked offense in the country in terms of efficiency.
JT Toppin's the real deal.
JT Toppin is the truth. He's really good. Big 12 Player of the Year. So it's an uphill battle for
But they lost to
Arkansas.
St. Joe's. How could I take them seriously?
Oh, goodness.
But they beat Syracuse handedly, so, that really goes to show in their non-conference. No, but I agree. The Red Raiders. Do you think they are bound to make their first Final Four trip since they did it in
2019?
2019, yeah.
I mean, I wish I could say yes, but Florida's so good. I really do want that Texas Tech-Florida matchup. Or a Texas Tech-Maryland matchup would be great, too. But I think Texas Tech-Florida would be an incredible basketball game. That'll be the best game of the Elite Eight if it happens.
I mean, just looking at early upsets, because we haven't been able to address some of the West, Midwest, like any early games within this tournament. Is there anything that stood out to you? I mean, besides the obvious of the Clemson loss, that was a little bit surprising to some people.
I think the one that surprised me was Colorado State beating Memphis. And I know that was the line. They were favored to win that game. But, I mean, Patrick, you know the record of Mountain West teams.
Yeah, Mountain West teams were good. They really stepped up this tournament. I got to give some props to Mountain West, especially last year when last year was the big year where the Mountain West was back and they've got 6 bids and they're going to do all this damage and then they don't show up. And it's only been San Diego State who's really been able to go on that run and go to the championship 2 years ago. The fact that Mountain West was able to win 2 games when they were underdog, or seeded-wise underdogs, beating a great Memphis team, a Memphis team that rolled through the AAC in the first one-bid league the AAC's ever had. And the fact that New Mexico's able to beat Marquette, a Shaka Smart-led team, that leads more questions to Shaka. His seat might be a little warm in Wisconsin. Yeah. But I don't know. I was impressed with the Mountain West this year. Even though Utah State bowed out to UCLA, I think in a blowout fashion. I think the fact that Patino got a win.
72-47.
Yeah, the fact that Patino was able to get a win against Marquette, and the fact that Colorado State was able to take care of Memphis and nearly take care of Maryland. So, props to the Mountain West. The Crab 5 is real. The only problem is they have no depth. So, Florida will be able to. We'll see. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But they had their hands full.
We didn't bring the quiet stick today.
Oh
no, we did not.
No stick.
Just go like this.
It's in my apartment, but did not bring it over here today.
He clocked it though. He said we'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
he's got it.
I want a leash.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I mean, other than that though, I'm not sure there was like a surprising game, to be honest with you. I think
is there anyone out that you didn't expect?
The one that I was most surprised about was Creighton Louisville.
Yeah, I agree with that.
First game of the tournament, other than the first
surprise.
4. Yes, you were. Come on, don't be like that. We have sat here all year and listened to Jill talk about how
she loves her
big
boys
she is on this Louisville squad, and I trusted her. And I said, you know what? Louisville's not only going to beat Creighton, they're going to beat Auburn.
Wow.
Then they're going to beat Michigan, and they're going to be in the Elite Eight.
I personally messed up Andrew's bracket.
Here's the thing.
And so, you know what I had? I had them in my Elite Eight, and then I said, you know what? I'm making another bracket, and I'm going to have them losing. And thank goodness.
Is that one doing well?
Well, I had them beating Creighton regardless, so I was surprised by that. I picked them twice. Usually I'll split them off if I don't know.
Do you think it's a Louisville thing with Chuck Hepburn, or do you think it's Pat Kelsey's now 0-5 in the NCAA tournament? He is yet to win a game.
I don't think it's anything. I think Creighton went out and shot the lights out. And
these guys are dangerous.
Hitting threes from
that's Stephen Ashworth,
anywhere
baby. That's Kalkbrenner.
You can think of. I mean, they just ran into a team that was playing great basketball.
They're playing a home game too. Louisville just did not I mean, you can.
I mean, a home game is not Louisville playing in Rupp Arena, but like you could say we're an hour and 10 minutes away. Like show up to the game, but
go to the game.
They didn't show out in the numbers that I expected them to. If you looked out in the crowd, there was still a lot of blue, and it wasn't because of Creighton; it was because there was empty seats. Mm-hmm. So
right. Also, maybe Kentucky fans show up and don't say. Kentucky fans show up that have season tickets and they just say "Boo, Louisville."
Well, wait,
yeah.
But also on the topic of Louisville and just the ACC bids in general, people were not happy that Clemson received higher bids, like a higher seed over Louisville. But then both of them get knocked out within the first round. So was the argument over nothing? Like, would that really have changed anything within the first round if they got a higher bid?
I think so. I think if Louisville matched up with a team that wasn't Creighton, I could genuinely see them playing on Thursday or Friday of this week. But they just matched up with that team, and then Clemson, you put them in probably the best opportunity.
You think Louisville beat Auburn?
I think they could compete with them, yes, because guard plays really good.
I feel like that was a major jump from what he just said.
You said Louisville.
I meant Louisville was not. They should not have been an 8 seed.
I agree.
I think
they switched them with Memphis. They literally the metrics for Memphis and Louisville were the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Memphis should have been an 8 seed and Louisville should have been a 5.
Well, I just think the reality of the situation is that Louisville, they beat Clemson. Sorry,
Twice.
Louisville twice. But you know what? They didn't beat Duke.
Whoa,
that's probably what it is.
I mean,
that is what it came down to, and I understand the numbers that are being presented, but that is, I think, what it truly came down to.
Yeah, but I think Clemson got probably the worst draw of
I'd agree.
The 5 seeds, because I would say that Memphis should have beaten Colorado State.
They really blew that game.
Yeah. I think Clemson was just never in it. They were down 20 points.
It was their worst half performance of all time.
31-13 at halftime. I mean, come on. You can't be doing that. But if Louisville was a higher seed, there's just not a place to slot them where they're playing a team that I know they can blow out. If they were in the 4 seed in Purdue's spot and played High Point, I don't think that game is any less competitive than it was with Purdue. But that's
just a little bit. But
that also doesn't mean that they couldn't have lost to Colorado State or Drake or Utah State or any of those kind of mid-major squads that were in there. I just think as an 8 seed, it was kind of, wrong to put them there.
All right, well, join us on the other side of this break on Newhouse Afternoon, ESPN 97.7, to talk some more early March Madness. Where's
Q-Scal?
Patrick, you love ACC basketball.
Show yourself.
Well, I think we should just talk about the fact that, the ACC was due for, with all these low bids, they were due for a season where they were just, they just couldn't hold up to it.
No.
They usually, the last couple of years, they've been they were on fire.
Yeah. I mean, they've had 2 more Final Four bids, I guess, in the last 5 years than any other conference. So,
2 more Final Four bids in the last 4 years?
Last 4 or 5 years, yeah.
Okay.
Big East was second, right?
Big East had 3 and
UConn.
2 UConns.
I guess, but
When St. John's wins it all this year after losing in the second double elimination tournament, St. John's is going to take it all.
I mean, Joe, what do you think about the Crown? What do you think about the Crown?
You love the Crown.
it's my favorite.
Who's your favorite to win the Crown?
The Crown.
Speak of A team, DePaul.
Wow.
I actually really do like DePaul.
But you didn't like Fordham.
Your brother's calling you. You should probably
I don't know if I can answer that. Say I'm on the show.
You know what he's calling you to say?
I
just got my student radio position over at the Crown.
He was calling the WBIT.
He's calling to say, Patrick, everything that you are saying is incorrect.
All right,
Who's
Joe.
calling my phone?
If you look at this bracket,
Yeah.
who is making it from this side? Utah, Butler, George Washington,
Just for
Boise
reference,
State,
everyone, this
Nebraska,
is the Crown tournament on Fox
Arizona State.
Yeah.
Sports 1. It'll be tipping off in Las Vegas shortly. The Big East has 4 teams in the Sweet 16, so they're
All right,
dominating.
I like Butler.
You like Butler?
Sneaky?
It's always the Revolutionary.
The Charles E. Smith Center?
Sneaky, the Revolutionaries.
Okay.
I'm going to switch over to the other side now.
Okay. Over here?
Correct, the only other side.
Okay, I didn't know if you meant here.
Oh. Sorry, Andrew.
Can you even tell me who that is?
Yes. I would like to know.
It's the best team in the Big East.
Wait, we were talking about this the other.
Yeah.
We were talking about it actually 10 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Was it not DePaul?
It is DePaul.
That's DePaul.
Are they
Okay,
gonna
the
beat
way
Cincinnati?
you said it, you made me think I was
Cincinnati.
wrong. I'm going DePaul over Cincinnati.
Oh.
I'm so sorry, Andrew, but I'm going Colorado over Villanova.
I
I'm
don't
Patrick also.
Oh, sorry.
Wait,
that's
you just totally
okay.
skipped this game.
UCF.
I don't really. I feel like I
Okay,
can't
so you're
even
getting
comment on
DePaul.
that.
Who's the orange team, Jill? By the east or west of the Mississippi?
Probably
It's
East.
Oregon State.
Oregon State, the
That
Beavers.
was the Beavers. Okay, and I'm going Tulane.
There we go, roll
Okay,
Wave.
so who's here?
You know-
DePaul, Tulane,
Yeah.
Jill, Colorado's the
and
worst team
then
in the Big
who's
Ten.
here?
I just
Big 12.
like Colorado.
Butler,
For some
Georgia.
reason.
You like
I just
we
like
get?
the state of Colorado.
good for them.
So out of all of these teams, who is winning the Crown?
DePaul.
It's always DePaul.
It's always the
It's
Mons.
always
Go
DePaul.
Sko Mons.
It's always DePaul.
Guys, 2 years ago today, FAU punched their ticket to the Final Four in Madison Square Garden.
I remember that.
You remember that? Empire State Building was lit up in blue and red for the Owls.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. It was crazy talk.
John L. Davis.
Who's calling?
Jill, what's the best pizza you've ever had?
What?
Best pizza.
Obviously Mario and Salvo's.
Oh,
I can't say I've never had that. I've never had.
You never
that.
had Mario and Salvo's?
No, I refuse.
Obviously,
I
Mario
know someone who's been there multiple
Salvo's.
times, but is allergic to their food they make, so he can't go there.
I've actually heard that before.
But they do have a delicious sweet treat, a savory sweet
I've
dish.
heard that they have a very specific way on how they put.
They have
on
good
the peel.
ricotta and pepperoni pizza. That was a good combo.
Wait, that sounds really good.
It is really good. It's really good.
Maybe
Probably not something I can eat, but
maybe.
Well, no, it's okay. You eat it and then you deal with it
What
after.
allergies do you have?
You got upset tummy.
we're not going to talk.
Hey, tummy
about this.
hurts.
My tummy hurts.
Your stomach always hurts. Maybe next show we'll bring it in.
Oh, like the McCord chips.
Those were so good.
Yes.
Those were really good.
You think they
chips.
discontinued them? I don't see them in the Wegmans anymore.
Well, I think it was like a seasonal thing. Like not during football season, they would
have the Quadir Copeland chip.
Which Syracuse
They have-
basketball
they
player
have-
would you want on a bag?
Naheem
of chips?
McLeod.
And what would the flavor be?
Naheem McLeod.
Well, I think Lincoln already has a restaurant,
Okay,
so
that's a good one.
I
Eddie
feel like that's
Lampkin?
already.
Red Autry Rocky Road ice cream. Don't know.
Welcome back to Newhouse Afternoon. This hour of Newhouse Afternoon is powered by Drivers Village Cicero. Go to dboffers.com for more info. I'm Jill Schumacher alongside Andrew Watson and Patrick Scanlon. Now we want to go a little bit deeper into the bracket. There are some.
Did you have a Sweet 16?
Did
you have a Sweet 16?
Did I have a Sweet 16?
Yeah.
Like a ball?
Yeah, like
a
a
dance?
gala.
Let me ask you this. Do I seem like I would be someone who would say, hey,
Yes.
Ma, I really want a Sweet 16.
That and a quinceañera, I think you had both of them.
I did.
Double dipped.
I did not. She actually really wanted me to have one, and I said, please do not.
You said,
throw me
heck
a
no.
Yeah, I had to like beg her not to.
But you know who had a Sweet 16?
You.
No, I did not have a Sweet 16.
Okay.
He's gonna
I was
name like 5 teams.
BYU, Alabama, Maryland, Florida.
here we go.
How did you not see
It was a
the
perfect
setup?
segue. But no, I think we, again, no upsets, not a lot of upsets in the first couple rounds, is leading to some great matchups in this round of 16.
I mean, personally speaking, within this, I'm looking at the Crab Five against the Gators. Obviously, I feel like there's no.
I just don't.
And then Arkansas and Texas Tech. Those are my 2 main games that I'm the most excited to
What
watch.
does Maryland need to do to? I just don't. The spread's honestly kind of too close for me. I think Florida minus 6.5 is. I think Florida wins by like double digits. I just don't. How do you think Maryland can stay competitive in this game?
I don't know.
I
really
don't know.
It's a tough answer. If Derek Queen does his thing, then yes, I could see Maryland being very competitive in this game. But Florida's just complete.
You're going to need
everything.
You're going to need your Crab Five to play all the minutes. I mean, Maryland's 314th in the country in bench minutes because your starting five is that good. They all average double-digit points per game. But Florida is just, I mean, number one in offensive efficiency, 10th in defensive efficiency. It's just they do everything so well, and they've got a lot of experience. It's going to be a tough sledding. But the thing is, they're both playing in San Francisco. That's a far ways away from Florida and Maryland. So I think it's going to be a very neutral court.
Yeah, I mean, I also don't think that I feel like the Florida fans are going to travel farther than the Crab Five fans.
Oh yeah, because they've been with them all season.
Yeah, like
Florida's really good.
Yeah, so yeah, it's going to be a neutral site, but I'm curious to see if it's going to feel and look like a neutral site. Is my big question.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean,
I don't know how much of an impact that's actually going to have on the game, but it will be interesting to see.
Yeah, I do think if Maryland wins this game, it'll be because they shut down 1 or 2 of Florida's stars, and that's probably their only chance. If you can keep
They have
Walker
so many,
Clayton Jr. from
Elijah
going
Martin.
off, Elijah Martin. I mean, if you can keep their guards and contest their shots from behind the arc and just make them hard, they're still going to make some of them. I mean, Walter Clayton Jr. shoots the ball incredibly well. I think he went 5 for 8 in the UConn
He
game.
pulled up clutch. And also, UConn kind of gave him a run for the money, but you had to expect that out of the back-to-back champs.
Yeah.
I mean, and the spread right now on Florida is negative 6.5. And
Yeah,
then
6.5.
the odds are plus
225. So
for Maryland. So
it's I think we're kind of in this would be the biggest upset we've seen.
yeah.
Even Arkansas was a little closer than that.
I mean, I do expect to see it be a closer game than double digits, like you said, because Maryland is good.
Maryland's good. I'm just saying that
Yeah.
I think that first half will be really competitive, and I think it's just the wear and tear of having depth and talent. Maryland has talent, but no depth.
So who do you think
it's-
they need to come out and close out on to make it a closer game and not go into double digits?
The problem is they have so many great, like Condon's really good too.
Yeah, I mean, if you can stop Walter Clayton Jr. from, if you can force him into a lot of shots early into the game, then that's the key. Even if he makes them, force him into early shots, and then once you get to about that 10-minute mark in the first half, if you can lock him down from there on, they're going to be great. But if he starts off and he's not taking any shots and you're completely shutting him down, then Florida will probably win this game by
the
double
UConn kept it
digits.
close because they forced 12 turnovers out of the Gators and they only had 6. So if they can control the ball, control the pace, Maryland will be close. I just think it's hard to go from a buzzer beater versus Colorado State, great team who's really hot in the Mountain West, to the best team. One of the best teams, if not the best team in the SEC in the country, potentially. It's a big turnaround. So Kevin Willis gets his handful while he's potentially courting other job offers. So there's a lot going on with the Terrapins.
It's also, you have the whole thing going on right now, like with the portal. People equated it to like...
That's nuts. The portal opened Monday, and we're in the Sweet 16 right now.
People
that has to change.
Basically equated it to free agency, like starting during like wild card announcements or like when the wild card starts. Like, I just think that this is crazy.
It feels like this was not thought of. It was kind of just like they picked a random day. They kind of forgot about it.
Like, I don't really understand how Michigan is going to like... That was one of the first reports I saw was...
Scottie Pippen's kid is on Michigan, but he's also in the transfer portal, and they're in the Sweet 16. So it's kind of...
Like, how does that, like, do you... You can't not place... Can you not play someone because of that?
I don't know. I think he doesn't play much.
No, but I'm just saying...
Which is why he's in the portal.
No, I'm saying if someone were to play much and then go into the portal...
I mean, I would assume if you are a meaningful player on a team in the Sweet 16, you can wait until you lose
the thing
and
is,
then put your name in, because
they have the
people are going
possibility
to
of
want
not
you.
doing that, though, which is the problem. No one's done it yet because no one's that crazy enough to do it yet, but it may happen. The fact that you just got to change it. You got to, like, that's common sense.
I don't think it's something you need to change, because for all but 16 teams in the country, the season is over. I mean, well, you also you also look at, you know, the Crown and the NIT. Yes, there's still teams over there too, but in the CBI, whoa, don't want to forget about
Daytona
those guys.
Beach.
But like
the Ocean
to
Center.
be completely honest, if you are a star on a team that misses the tournament and you want to get in the portal, I would say it would almost be worse if that goes further into the year for you. You're catering to 16 teams at this point. And I don't think that's something you can do, because, I mean, you just can't say, okay, like if, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. If Chad Baker-Mazar for Auburn right now, meaningful player, got in the portal right now, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
But if he put his name in the portal after they lose the national championship game, he is still going to have offers, and he might even have more.
So what you're saying is it's not a time crunch.
No.
I think a problem is it's not just the 16 teams, because other teams are waiting on these coaches who are going on a run. They might be available afterwards to be their head coach. So these teams are now waiting on a head coach before they can make their portal moves. Like Villanova right now potentially is linked to Maryland's game.
Oh my God!
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. First sources. The fact that
all roads lead to West.
They are in the portal. Like, they have no head coach. They have to wait for these coaches to get done with their tournament so they can poach them. And even in the NIT runs as well, if someone's there.
Well, also McNeese coach Will Wade announced that he was going to NC State.
That was unprecedented. That was crazy, though.
But also, Patrick, they won a game.
Which is even crazier. That shows you Clemson. That's ridiculous.
But you realize what I mean. If Kevin Willard said, I'm taking the Villanova job next year, do you think his players would try less hard in the Sweet 16? I don't, because it's the Sweet 16. You're not playing for your coach's glory. You're playing for your own glory.
I know, but it's different when your leader of your program is saying, "I'm jumping ship. You guys should stay here." It's kind of like,
and yet the one time it's happened, it worked. So
McNeese is so rare. That Amir Khan is the fact that we're seeing a.
Where do we think Isaac McNeely's going?
Oh, he's going back.
His girlfriend posted a jersey.
Yeah, no, he's going back to UVA. I mean, you want to play for Ryan Odom.
Oh my goodness,
he's a great coach.
So that's okay.
16 seed, by the way.
Of course. I think Andrew and I will be down in the East Regional Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I think some matches we should talk about. Number 4 Arizona taking on Duke, and number 6 BYU taking on Bama. What do you like from those games?
I like Duke to win
by a lot,
easily.
Okay.
I think Caleb Love has been labeled as
the Duke killer.
The Duke killer, but I don't think this is.
Well,
it.
I mean, they played Duke this year. He went 2 for 13. He scored 8 points, but he did. In that Final Four game, I was there. He literally killed Duke twice at Coach K's last year.
What's going around now is that he is, 90% of the time he's just Caleb Love, and 10% of the time he is prime like
Michael Jordan,
NBA star, and he will wax Duke. I just don't think this is the time. They're too deep.
And they're tallest team in Division I, I think, technically, statistically, and the fact that you have all
Duke's
those.
the tallest team in Division I.
Oh yeah, by average.
Over Florida?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Just because you have a 7'9" guy doesn't.
Yeah,
mean
I think that. I think like in my brain, I'm like, who's taller than him? Okay, all right. Well, join us on the other side of this break. If you have any comments or things you want us to talk about, just leave a comment in the Twitch stream. This is Newhouse Afternoon on ESPN 97.7. Immediately, I was like,
"This is Doot Radio.
This is Doot Radio."
Thank you,
Doot.
Patrick, if Kevin Willard wanted to go to Villanova right now, he would say it. He
doesn't need to, because he can do it in a week,
and he can also recruit guys to go to Villanova now. People are doing it. You act like these coaches aren't.
I'm just saying
secret things.
They're not doing secret things, but players are going in the portal now. And Villanova, it wants these players in the portal.
Shouldn't have asked anything.
And their head coach, which they don't have, we're supposed to operate with a snake without a head.
So don't wait to get him. Get someone else.
He's our guy.
Coaches.
No, what coaches are great?
You could have went out and thrown a bunch of money at Ryan Odom, but he said, "I don't want to go to Villanova."
I don't want Ryan Odom. I don't want a coach who hasn't won anything in the NCAA tournament besides one game versus a bad UVA team who gets lucky every year.
Well, lucky every year. Yeah.
That's right. Lucky 1 year.
1 year.
They get unlucky every year.
No, they don't.
Dude, we watched. And yesterday in class we watched the opener for Virginia Syracuse. They made Andrew watch it again.
Yeah, I had to watch it.
He was upset.
Wait, what class?
Like the first
our TV play-by-play class.
Yeah.
Your dad texted you. You should probably answer.
Okay, let me look.
Oh, per sources, Nana is starting to meet teams on Thursday. Ryan Scanlon said, per sources, me. Nana is meeting teams on Thursday.
All right, Q-Scal, where are you at?
Q-Scal. She said her name 3 times, and she'll appear.
Q-Scal.
Stop, don't say that.
Don't say it 3 times. Jesus.
Where's Osman? My goat.
My goat.
I think we got some funny professors here at Newhouse. We got the underrated.
I have a question. Do we think Ole Miss will beat Michigan State?
No.
Sean Padula.
I think Izzo's on a run. I want to see Michigan State Auburn really bad. I want to see Michigan State Michigan in the Elite.
You know what
really
we forget? Who's leading our bracket challenge?
Oh, I'm not even in that.
Just join it then.
Well,
it's too late now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wait, what the tag? No, you can still join it on ESPN as long as your bracket is like done.
Oh.
Let's see. Oh, I'm in 6th place.
Do you have 470? Let's see how many I have.
I have 470.
We'll go from there.
And then in my other group, I have 500 in my other one.
If I was in that one, I'd be leading.
My
Julie,
other one.
How can you only get 13?
My other one was
1,300 points. Dude. Who's in your Final Four?
That's only 2 games?
Oh, you had St. John's and UNC in your Final Four. You're donezo.
Well, no, but look at
all
my
4 of my Final Four are still in.
Look at my other bracket. I have 500
Oh,
points.
don't tell me the other bracket.
Well, I have the one with my friends. My friends.
Why'd you pick
home.
the same bracket?
I didn't pick the same.
I know. Why wouldn't you do that?
Patrick? Do you not like making more than one bracket?
I like making one, but if I'm talking to someone about my bracket, I will pick the one is my bracket.
No. That's not fun.
Yeah, because you can just jump ship and pick one of your 25 brackets.
Well, there's not money on either of them, so it doesn't really matter.
You can't gamble. You're a Division I athlete. NCAA.
Yeah.
Forgot.
Forgot. ChatGPT told me everything I need to know about you. In Chalk's class.
Yeah, it told me everything. I should probably come up with a Judge Jill question.
Judge Jill.
It's going to be, who will win the crown?
I would say Colorado.
Thank you.
I should have used my genie wish on the crown.
Honestly, that would have been really cool. Not going to lie.
I should have used my genie wish on the ground.
How many people are going to be in Las Vegas for those games? Who shows the most
If
DePaul
I
fans?
was a Villanova fan, I would be in Las Vegas for those
Are
games.
you serious? What if UVA was in the crown?
Oh, yeah. But they can't be in the crown.
Oh, yeah, because it's fully
Yeah.
Fox.
If I was a Georgetown fan, I'd be there. To watch Ed Cooley lead them to the first round.
Lead them to the first round? They're in the first round.
Well, he already led them there.
He's such a good leader.
Doesn't have to lead them anymore.
Ryan Odom.
Oh, we have a new one today.
Chance
good.
Westry.
Chris Bell. That's crazy.
Ryan Bell.
Ryan Bell's in the transfer portal.
At 100.1. Watch live on QSportsTalk.com. Tomorrow's broadcasting stars today. Broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University. This is Newhouse Afternoon.
Welcome back to Newhouse Afternoon. I'm Jill Schumacher alongside Andrew Watson and Patrick Scanlon, and we were still talking about some transfers.
We're the
portal, if you will.
Well, Jill, you transferred. What
transfer.
is in the mindset of these players when they're transferring schools?
Okay, I don't really feel I have enough to
Just for
comment.
background, she was a student at Ohio State, and then she transferred to UMass to play lacrosse. So
Yeah.
you were an athlete on one end of the
He's telling my
spectrum.
story for me.
I know your story. I interviewed you. Allegedly.
No, I don't feel like I have enough to comment from being going from not playing to playing. But I mean, we're looking at it right now for Syracuse, at least for basketball. We have Elijah Moore, Chris Bell, Kyle Cuffey, and then sorry, Cuffey.
Kyle Cuffey?
Sorry guys, my brain's fried.
I love Kyle Cuff.
That's his favorite player.
That is my
Do
favorite.
not talk ill of
Kyle
him.
Cuff is my
Sorry.
favorite Syracuse player.
And then as of today, I mean, via
That was earlier today.
our
Chance
sources,
Westry.
Chance
like,
Westry. It never really clicked with Chance. It was early in the season. Everyone was asking questions about Chance Westry. Will he play?
Yeah.
And then why is he not playing if he's healthy?
Yeah. Well, he also sat for 2 years with injuries. So
Right.
I mean,
I understood when Archie was like, I can't play him yet. He's not ready.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, well, we're not winning. What's the hurt with playing him? He's like, he's gonna be worse than everybody else out there because he hasn't played in 2 years.
yeah.
So, and now it's kind of just like you'd probably be better off greener pasture somewhere else.
How big of a blow is it that Chris Bell is
That's-
going to leave? Because he averages 9 points a game, and then he shot 35 from the 3-point range.
I think that's a huge blow to
Yeah.
Syracuse. To
I
be
agree.
completely honest with you. I mean, when he got moved to that like kind of 6th, 7th man.
That's when he lost. Like he meant composure wise and just like mentality wise, you could see he was checked out.
Yeah,
He did not
but
wanna
he
be there.
also genuinely, if you leave him open, he is one of the best 3-point shooters in the country. And so I would not be surprised to see him go somewhere that has length, that's tall, can shoot the ball well, and who made the tournament this year, who just needs that one extra piece. And he may be that one extra piece because he's an incredible talent who just had a bad year,
I don't even think he had a bad year.
He had to stretch later.
I just don't think that the structure supported what he could produce.
Yeah.
There's only so much you could do as a singular individual, as a unit.
Yeah. It also hurts when you lose Donnie Freeman early in the season.
Yeah.
And now you're looking for someone to fill a role like that too, and it just kind of made it really
Well, I think
tough.
it's when you have him as just a pop 3 guy on the like moving around the arc, and you have your facilitator Jaquan Carlos is a facilitator at first, and he can't really excel behind the arc. You then back everyone up away from Carlos, and then you have all of the pressures on Bell to get open when he's getting double teamed, and then make shots, and that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
And
but
then-
go for it.
No, you go.
Yeah, Jill.
As a 6'7" guard who can shoot the ball really well, I mean, he will find a place in a Power 5 program. I mean, I am almost sure of it. I do think Louisville would be a good fit for him.
Do we think he'll stay in the ACC?
I don't see why not. I mean,
Okay.
he's going to find his role. But yes, no, him leaving is a massive blow to this team.
I think it's detrimental.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, that's my personal opinion. But we were also talking about Donnie Freeman and the loss of him earlier within the season. There's still people saying that he's going to declare.
Yeah, I don't know if I mean, obviously it's not my decision there. I think there's a lot of other things that go into declaring for the NBA draft, and one of them is, money. I mean, right? If you're going to play, if you have that platform and you only played a handful of games your one college season and people still want you and still want to draft you and you can be a first-round pick, I don't see why not.
I think it goes down to how much money is Syracuse willing to give a guy who was hurt for most of the year, and they know what he could do, but they haven't seen it yet. I think it's going to be 10 on what Syracuse wants to do. Are they going to shell out all this money? They have.
I mean, the question is,
talented rookies coming in.
Have the pockets to do that?
They do.
Oh yeah,
they got the money. They just. It depends. Do you want to distribute it well, or do you want to, what do you want to do with it?
I mean, either way, they're going to have to go out and get a bunch of guys. So it's not if you want to have. I mean, you got Kyan Anthony, Sadiq White coming in. If you want to,
they have to both start, right?
I'm saying you have Kyan Anthony coming in. Do they have the pockets to then support Donnie Freeman as well?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Syracuse is the top. They're top NIL. They're
I don't really. That's where my knowledge dips off.
Yeah. I also think
NIL money.
Yeah, I also think coming off of a year where you struggled, they are going to go out and do everything in their power to not only prove that was just a really big fluke year, but also you bring back Red Autry for next year after everyone was up in arms about that.
Last dance if you can't get it done.
Not only him, but the school is going to do everything in their power to make sure that
he's got the facilities to do so.
Yeah, and they're going. I mean, they're going to go out and get some incredible guys. I don't know who they're going to get, but if Donnie Freeman stays, which I think in his basketball development would be a good idea to get a year under his belt in college.
Yeah,
but. Either way, they're still going to go out and get a bunch of other guys, would be my guess.
Then also, looking at Elijah Moore, the loss of him.
You're a big Choppa guy.
This one's kind of weird to me because, especially early in the season when Syracuse struggled to shoot the three well, he was a part of that too. But he also has the ability, and he's proven before he got to Syracuse that he is an incredible shooter, but, the shots just weren't falling. And so I get, maybe limiting his minutes here and there. I completely understand that. I mean, he's a freshman on a team with, experienced older guards, getting to play with J.J. Starling and players like that on the squad. You have the opportunity to learn something, but I mean, he's going to develop into something really good, I guess.
Shooting 39% from the field, 31% from the three, and 75% from the foul line, which that to me is pretty important.
Well, yeah. I mean, the fact is, he had 7 games where he was hurt. And then he was kind of just
single season.
He's played in 26 games, started in 16 of them. It's just the thing with the portal now is that I go somewhere and I want to play. If I don't play, I will go somewhere else. Unless you pay me a lot more money, then I'll stay around. But it's kind of, you can do these 1-year rentals and it's not frowned upon. It is like, this is accepted. This is how you do it. But also in that point, it's like you got to start. You start at the bottom and you keep going your way up. But if Syracuse is going to recruit Choppa Moore, he's going to come here and then develop a little bit and then go somewhere else. And but unless he's finding a star role, he really never really found his footing as a top 55 recruit.
Yeah, I also will say that free throw number is a little bit skewed because he only took 12 all year.
That's also true.
Yeah, I had to look it up. I was trying to remember.
Have I seen him at the line?
Yeah, I was trying to remember. I feel like he was a lot more.
Kyle Cuff shot free throws.
Well,
big free throw guy.
I mean, as Syracuse is looking into the portal, who's coming in, who's coming out, is there anyone in specific that them as a program should be looking to keep an eye on to try to get, who you think would fit well into the puzzle, the missing piece of the puzzle?
Donovan Dent came out today, New Mexico guy.
Yeah.
Again, it's going to be hard to. The thing I always feel like a problem with Syracuse is it's just people came here before for Boeheim and Syracuse and the culture, and then it's just that it's 4 down years. It's kind of what ties someone to Central New York. It's the money now. I think it's the money now, and the fact that you can play with Kai and Anthony, you can play with these top freshmen. You need to keep going. You need to find what else draws players to Syracuse.
I think you have to go a completely different route. I think you need to find someone who's willing to come here, buy in, and flip the program around, not someone who's here for the money. Yes, obviously that's going to be a factor. In a perfect world, that wouldn't be a factor. But if you could get someone who's willing to transfer here and be like, all right, you know what, we're going to buy in and make this program what it used to be during the Boeheim era, that's what you want. But in the reality, we are in the NIL.
I think that's what Kai and Anthony's thing is going to be now.
Yeah, I don't even think it's so much buying in. I think it's just like having someone that can make the fan base buy in.
Right, because you saw sparks. You see, like the Georgetown game was pretty packed. The Duke game is the Duke game.
If you think those guys are out there and they're just like, oh, I'm making this much money, and they don't care about the game, like, well, there's some people out there who probably think that. They're just like, I'm only here for the money. I think that's kind of crazy to think.
Oh, yeah.
Because
even like Lampkin, he was paid. I mean, he was the big get. And you still saw him like dejected after losses.
Yeah, he was like one of the most energetic people on that court sometimes.
Yeah.
I would say majority of the time.
Yeah, like the team might have struggled.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like they were trying to lose these games. It just so helps that you can also now give them NIL deals to get some of the best players to come here.
All right, well, join us on the other side of this break. If you have any questions or comments or topics you want us to talk about it, leave it in the Twitch stream. This is ESPN 97.7 Newhouse Afternoon.
Hey, this is former Syracuse.
Thank you. Thanks. I did hear there is a rumor going around of Isaac McNeely to where? Can you take a guess, Patty?
Isaac McNeely to UConn.
Nope.
Isaac McNeely to...
It's honestly, when you guess it, you'll be like, wow, if he does that, I'll be mad. Like, that's...
Isaac McNeely to Virginia Tech.
Who would do that? No, UNC.
Oh. I don't like that. I want Blake Buchanan to UNC.
I love Hubert Davis.
What about Elijah Davis?
Oh.
Dugout.
Shout out Lynchburg. But, yeah, I don't... If I had to guess, Isaac McNeely's going to come back to UVA for his final year.
Are you sure?
If I had to guess, yeah, because he specifically said it when he entered the portal. That he said, yeah, no,
so then what's the point?
If Kansas offered me, if I was Isaac McNeely, who was on a UVA team that missed the NCAA tournament and was going to be the star at UVA next year, and then Kansas offered me a spot saying, you are going to get 10 threes a game playing for us next year, no offense to the Who's, I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Because at some point...
I thought you were saying he's going back.
No, I think so too.
Oh, okay.
But, because I'm not sure there's another team out there that would give him as much leeway as I think Ryan Odom is going to. Because he's been the guy.
Odom.
He has been the only guy pretty much for them.
What about Day-Day Ames?
Where's Q-Scal?
You know what? This might be a hot take. Day-Day Ames might be a guy for Syracuse to go after.
Whoa. You just said he was not good the other day.
No, he is everything you'd want him to be. Point guard, somewhat. He's more of a shooting guard, but he can hit the mid-range like any other guard I've ever seen. So, but, I mean, that'd be a guy to go out there, just a glue guy, bring him off the bench, be like the 6th man, 7th man.
Oh, Jacob Kofi is entering the transfer portal?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I honestly think...
Jacob Kofi.
4-star.
Not Boopy Miller.
It's very questionable what's going on down there in Charlottesville right now. I think he said, all right, we're bringing new guy. We're bringing everyone new in.
And Joe Bamisil.
Fine by... You can't. He's not available.
You know what's crazy? Xavier is kind of locked in on Chris Mack, the Charleston guy. So they had, as coaches, they had Sean Miller. Then they had Chris Mack. Then they had another guy. Now they had Sean Miller again. And now they're looking at Chris Mack again. So I saw it. It was like, can we just do this rotation of 3 coaches until the sun explodes? Xavier, that would be ridiculous.
I heard that you were in the transfer portal.
What?
Yeah.
I am in the portal right now. Actually, I'm looking for a college basketball team that will let me.
Did you see this?
Shots. I did see that.
That is awful.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I almost started crying watching that.
Oh, that was bad. I watched that live. That was not good.
Like,
Yeah, Juju.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
that was like
Juju
so
what?
sad. This was gonna be like the first time in I don't know how many years where like the top like I think it's like 8 players would all have made it to like the Elite 8 within like the same like year or something like that. I don't know, or like their core 8 of women's basketball. Thank you. That's.
I don't know. It's probably who's to lose now? South Carolina, UConn.
I mean,
NC State's good again.
Paige Beckers
Love Paige Beckers.
is going for that.
Basket.
100%.
UMass Lowell.
UMass Lowell. Go Riverhawks. I'm biased. I'm sorry. That's me. No. Thank you.
Number 1, Cornell.
What? This is blasphemous. Tech genius.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
ESPN Syracuse sports talk shows on QSportsTalk.com. Tomorrow's broadcasting stars today, broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University. This is Newhouse Afternoon.
Welcome back to Newhouse Afternoon. I'm Jill Schumacher alongside Patrick Scanlon and Andrew Watson. It is March, but that also does mean it is lacrosse season, thankfully for me. But Syracuse is really trying to tip the boat here, and I think that it's starting to look like it's coming together. I don't think it ever looked like it was fully apart, but there was some doubt from the fan base after some top 10 matchups. And I don't know, what did you think of this last game?
You know, I thought it went well. I mean, there was a little bit of a struggle there for a little while, and then they figured it out. But that's all you can do against not a crosstown rival, but
No.
you know,
Only an hour drive.
Hamilton, New York's not too far.
Well,
away.
4 straight wins. Now you're going against Virginia in receive votes Saturday. The fact that can they keep? I mean, obviously they can't keep it on versus Virginia, but what does Virginia bring to the table that Syracuse could have problems with?
Well, for me, what's standing out is not even the matchup of UVA and Syracuse. The reality of the situation is that this game is a must-win to prove themselves for both these teams.
Yeah.
So I think that this game is going to be, I think, one of the most interesting games to watch this week.
Yeah. And I think the problem you run into is that for Virginia, now you're looking at what can we do to make the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
And it's almost starting to look as if you almost need to run the table or maybe lose a game here or there to a great team. And I'm not saying Syracuse is not great, but you look at the rest of the schedule for Syracuse. I mean, it's number 6, number 1, number 11, number 5, and then UVA's receiving votes. So this is the only time in the last 5 or 6 games where they're going to play a team with their back against the wall, and they have to do it on the road. And that Virginia team is talented. They have just struggled this year.
They don't look like themselves, if I'm going to be honest. They have the talent, they have the pieces, but the pieces aren't going together. And I mean, you can't compare it to just early in the season with that Richmond game because it was so early on, but I don't know. And then you also have the losses to Ohio State, Hopkins, and Maryland, but you're not going to count them out with losses to Maryland and Hopkins. And even Ohio State just beat Penn State.
The Ohio State loss was bad. I'm not dissing on Ohio State at all, but that was bad. Yeah, I mean, you lose by, I don't even know if it was double digits, but it sure looked like it. There for a while.
I don't remember what the actual score was.
It was really bad. And then, they played Hopkins pretty close, and then I think lost 12-6 or something to Maryland. So, they've struggled, but, their platform is there. And
I agree.
If you're Syracuse, you cannot come into this one thinking, oh, it's a bad Virginia team, which
we're fine.
It kind of is. We're fine.
But it's on the road.
You need to go out and you need to be ready to punch it.
This stretch is bonkers. Number 7 Notre Dame, number 1 Cornell, number 11 Duke on the road. Cornell's also on the road too.
That's what happens when you're in the ACC.
But this isn't even the ACC. Cornell.
Okay, well,
They go to Uniondale, take on the number one team in the country. I mean,
wait, where's that? Oh, I gotta go home for that. Well,
a road trip?
that's what happens when you're in
Max road
the ACC, Big Ten. Like, you get into conference play, and it's all top 20, 25 matchups. There's like nothing you could do about that. And I think what Syracuse needs to happen is have John Mullen do really, really well at the dot. I mean, right now he's what, 67% on the face-off? If they can capitalize and not throw the ball away,
You take that deal,
and
I'd take
put
that
shots on net and shoot effectively, I'm not worried about this game.
If you're 67% on the face-off side, I don't think they lose another game if they're 67% the rest of the way. The rest of the season. I mean, that's an incredible number. I mean, that gives you a bunch of extra opportunities. But the Cornell game, I think, is going to be probably. I mean, yes, Notre Dame in the Dome is going to be a great environment, but that Cornell game, I think, is going to be an incredible.
That Cornell team.
Why are they playing
They're really
Uniondale?
good.
A lot of teams will play on Long Island in general for one point in their
on
season,
Long
just
Island.
because not in. Don't be incorrect. I don't really know why it's like a thing. That's like
That's just kind of a thing for lacrosse.
Yeah, for the tournament for NCAAs, it's one of them is in Hofstra.
Oh,
It's always in
Go
Hofstra
Pride.
because it's
Speedy Claxton.
It's an old football stadium, so they just it's easy.
should be
Yeah,
good.
not to brag, but that's where I played like my county.
Yeah,
and
like
state
grew up there.
championships.
You know,
Wow.
played a lot of my games there.
I
no
did
big
most
deal.
of them there, so it's like not a
Wow.
big deal.
Wow.
But I
Sounds
did
like a
play in
massive
the
deal
same
to me.
spot.
Sounds huge.
No, but that Cornell game is gonna be something else, and I mean, getting Notre Dame at home is huge.
That's going to be exciting. Yeah.
I tweeted, I said petition to get College Game Day in Syracuse
Yeah.
for Notre Dame and Syracuse men's lacrosse in the Dome. I said if any location, it should be this or in South Bend.
And it's going to be in orange
Got like 3
out.
legs.
An orange out. Wow.
Wear your orange.
Wear your
Root
orange.
on the orange.
Wow. And then, catch some Final Four afterwards. But 2 o'clock. Also another cool stat. The women's lacrosse game on Sunday, that was the largest attended women's lacrosse game
Yes.
ever, in this season. Pretty good stuff. There's a lot of people there. We
You
were
excited
there.
about that?
We were four.
We were there.
You were two.
We
of
were
them.
there.
You guys were 2 of them.
Put on a good show. Nearly blew it, but they put on a good show. Beat a good Notre Dame team. What'd you like for the squad on Sunday?
From the women's team?
Yep.
You had me already like searching up Cornell, CJ Chris, but
Oh, CJ Chris.
the Chris brothers. It's like the Chris brothers, Kavanaugh brothers, all those people.
All those people. There's a lot of brothers in the cross.
I
Or sisters.
liked what I saw out of the women's team. I really don't think I have any complaints there. I think that Notre Dame is a very talented team, but they're also somewhat of a young team. So there's that. But there's also the fact that Syracuse went on I don't have the stats in front of me, but like a 3-goal lead and going into third, something like that.
It was definitely multi-goal.
But they scored the majority of their goals in the middle half of the game, but then allowed them to come back towards the end.
It was like 5-1 at one point.
It's just making sure
Yeah.
you're taking care of the ball and not rushing it when you don't need to. There were some unnecessary turnovers, but when you're playing in conference and then against a top 20 matchup, I mean, sometimes just mistakes happen. So it's, as long as you're not letting it snowball, I'm not too worried about it. So,
There we go.
Good stuff.
They're in
But
a good spot.
Syracuse
lacrosse.
in position
both
to be in
sides. Great
position.
spot.
that Cornell game, CJ Christ had an insane game the other day, but we won't have to.
We'll see. I'm sure we'll see a lot of CJ Chris in Uniondale in a couple weekends.
Yeah, the Chris brothers is very, very important. All right, so can you cue me in, please?
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Jillian Schumacher. All cases are real. All verdicts are final. This is Judge Jill. Boom, boom.
Okay.
That was
Thank
really
you.
good.
That was that might have been your best one.
was
Give
just
yet.
myself a pat in the back. Can you hear that?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
A pat on
Okay.
Pat's back.
My question that I am pretending that is written down is that if mascots were to be the ones playing in March Madness,
Whoa, good call.
who is winning March Madness?
Are they playing basketball?
I think they're fighting to the end.
I'm gonna go playing basketball.
What?
No, they're fighting. I feel like
They're
that's
fighting.
that's the only fair way
All
to
right.
do it.
Andrew, I'm going to check. There's a lot of good teams in here. A lot of good teams that are animals. So those kind of have to not win because we also have a lot of humans with weapons.
Swords.
And swords. Like a musketeer could easily, slay.
I have
something.
two that I
Do you want me to say animals only?
No, because I have an answer that's going to
Okay.
stump
All
anything
right.
you have to say.
You go.
3, 2, 1. Iowa State.
Oh, wait, I thought we were going who's left.
Oh.
That's so on me.
What do you got? I think a Cyclone.
Okay, I was going to say a Cyclone is a great one. Yeah.
Cyclone.
no,
It's tough to beat a Cyclone. How do
It
you
is.
beat a Cyclone?
Two.
you
Ain't
run
no
away from
love
it.
in
I thought we were going who was
Oklahoma.
left. So
Oh.
We can make it who's left.
no, because that means that. okay,
Cyclones
so
are
I
out.
lost the first one. We'll go who's left now because I was going to say Michigan State. And I'm going to stick with that.
All right.
Okay.
I think a Spartan is pretty
Okay.
I don't hate that.
pretty well.
I'm writing down your statements.
Yeah, but as of who's still left, a Spartan. Give me a Red Raider. I
That would
think
be
a
a
Red
great
Raider would be
battle.
because they're on horseback. They have pistols. You know, they have experience. You know,
Spartans have
raiding.
the armor.
All
Spartans
right.
have the
We're
armor.
in the future era. We're in the old west. You're in you know.
I'm
long
going to
time.
have to go with Michigan State.
But how about the other one?
Let's go.
Well, that's
Oh,
why I
you won the
chose.
other one,
That's
yes.
why I chose Michigan State.
Okay, fine. We split
All
that.
right. Thank you so much for listening to Q Sports Talk Newhouse Afternoon. Please stick around for the sports show with Cody Mack up next on ESPN 97.7.
This is